Good morning and God bless. Hope y'all are doing well. If y'all don't know already, Tauros has came out in Pokemon Go. And what's cool about this Tauros in specific is the fact that... Oh, is my dog gonna jump on the couch? Okay. The cool thing is that there's 3 different forms that you can get. So I was just invited into a raid, and now we have a chance of getting one of the 3, which is pretty cool. Now, I don't know like the look difference. Like if you look at the Tauros, to be honest, I don't really know much of a difference to them. However, I know there is 3 different versions of them that you can get. So highly recommend at least getting one just to put in the Pokédex. Like this is what I'm doing right now. I'm using my remote raid pass to do so. So try and do it if you can. I was invited to a raid. Somehow there's 7 people in this one, which is pretty cool. I don't know what form it is in specific. It is a fighting in a water type. So I'm using an electric, using Shadow Electivire. That'd be kind of my best recommendation for you is to use so. It looks pretty easy to take out. I'm assuming it's also soloable simply from the fact it's only 19,000 CP. And we also did take it out in 10 seconds. So there's that. Looks like other people are using Shadow Ho-Oh. So I don't know. I'm using electric. It's good against water. So there's that. 4 golden raspberries, 1 charge TM, a super potion revive, 4 rare candies. That's sick. 1,000 Stardust. And then we get 5,000 XP. And then we also get an encounter with the Tauros, right? I was acting like it was going to be shiny. This can't be shiny as of yet. But look at this. Oh, look at that Tauros. That is sick. 1594 on the CP. I have a feeling that's not that good. Whoa, did y'all see the blue when he attacked? That was sick. Dude, that's awesome. What the heck? All right, well, definitely recommend to try and get these Tauroses before they leave because they will leave soon. Like, they're not just going to stay in raids for a while, especially with the other events that we talked about in previous videos of the fact that we're getting the Captain Pikachu, Floragato with the hat. So those Pokemon are coming soon. So you want to make sure that you get this Pokemon before it leaves. But Tauros IVs, yeah, I was assuming it wasn't that good, but this is pretty cool though. At least we got one of them. This is from Hollywood, California. Pretty cool. I'm glad I was able to get one of the forms. Now, I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about because you might be like, forms? What are you talking about? So, if you go to the news, and then you can scroll down all to here. There's 3 different forms of Tauros. So, there's the combat breed, which is in the peninsula. There is the blaze breed form, which is the eastern hemisphere, which is here, I'm pretty sure. And then the western is the aqua breed, which is the western. Hopefully I said that right. But 3 different forms. Highly recommend just getting one of them. If you want to get all 3, you can. But biggest recommendation is to just go for that. And then also the research you already have. I guess, look, this is the look difference. They don't really look that different, to be honest. But hey, they're pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. The Marshadow as well, which is kind of cool. Even, I mean, if you already have one, you can't get another one. Like, I'm pretty sure I have a Marshadow. Do I? Did I transfer it? Oh, no. Here it is. I have this one already. If you have one as well, then you just get candies from the research, which is still kind of cool, I guess. But I claimed this during GoFest. Oh, I guess it did come out in GoFest, huh? Cool Pokemon, not gonna lie. It's nothing crazy. I feel like the CP goes up really high. 4,100. Most mythical Pokemon don't go up that high. Like, if I go to mythical Pokemon, Genesect goes to 37. Then we have Darkrai goes up to... Okay, Darkrai goes up a little bit, 4,100. Shaman doesn't go up that high. It only goes up to 35. Diancie, I think, goes up a lot because it can be a Mega. Zarude goes up a little bit. I guess Meltan. My goal, my just saying is, like, there's not that many Pokemon that have that high of a CP. So that's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of cool that the CP goes up pretty high for Marshadow. So if you get extra candy, you can power it up. I don't think it's that good though. Like, if you really look at it as like a rating aspect, I don't think it's that good. Because Marshadow, if we look at it, Marshadow is a fighting and ghost type. If we look up fighting, obviously Mega Lucario is your best bet, but Machamp is really good, and there's just everything else is better. Conkeldurr, even Buzzwole would be better than Marshadow. And if you look up ghost types, be like Mega Gengar, Garatina, Dawnwings Necrozma, maybe even Chandelure. So Marshadow itself isn't the best mythical, but if you want to power it up, especially if you get a hundo, 100% go for it. Good recommendation. Dude, I need to get more Pokemon storage. I feel like every single time like a new event comes out, something like that, I always end up just having so many Pokemon in my storage. But a lot of it's filled up with like stuff that like I forget the transfer, so like Dynamax Pokemon, or what I feel like I get the most is Shadow Pokemon. So a lot of these Shadow Pokemon I keep is like the 1K Stardust Purify, which is the cheapest. Because if you go to Shadow Pokemon, there's obviously 20K, but mainly a lot of other Pokemon are 3 to 5K to transfer. So I try my best to keep the 1K Stardust, simply because whenever there's like whenever there's research or anything like that where it's Purify Shadow Pokemon, I just look up 1K Dust, and then it just shows me whatever I've tagged already of 1K Dust I can do. Now, I guess this also means I should transfer the other ones that I've already done, but yeah, if you are curious on what Pokemon gives you the 1K Dust, it's Caterpie, Pidgey, Bidoof, sorry, I don't know, I said that weird for some reason, Wishcash, or I guess Barboach is one. But yeah, there's actually a lot of Shadow Pokemon that you can use. Magikarp's even one of them, but a lot of Shadow Pokemon do that. Biggest recommendation is to hold on to at least a couple of them, because research is typically, I think it's 3 Purify Shadow from field research is either Chansey, which is a boosted shiny, or Sneasel, which is a boosted shiny as well. So keep a couple when you can. And there's always, whether it's a Shadow event or just in normal research as well, like this normal research you're seeing here, a lot of times you could see research that says Purify Shadow. So keep some. That's just my biggest thing. But I still need to do one more freaking raid. This is from Go Tour. Like, win 5 raids is crazy, dude. I only have 90 coins, so I would need to get, what is it, $1 of coins? Oh, no, of course it's 195. Dude, I hope one of these days remote raids get cheaper, because that, I mean, Scopely could do that. Now, would Scopely do that? Like, will they? It's Scopely, probably not, but would be cool, man. Dude, I want to bring this up again. Mega Audino Day is really close. By the time... Sorry, Dude, recording downstairs has to be the most odd thing, bro, because you always, like, hear conversations and such. Whatever. Mega Audino Day is coming soon. Mega Audino is cool because Audino is a Stardust boosted Pokemon. So every single time you catch an Audino, that is 2,100 Stardust per catch, which is a lot. On top of that, if you use a star piece, it's more. But with this event, I want to re-go over it, especially because I should go over the Audino counters as well. So what's the best stuff? So before we start, it starts April 5th from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Where did my voice go? But the event bonuses, 5 additional raid passes from spinning gyms. The whole point is to try and raid around with people, increase chance to encounter shiny Audino, which is pretty cool. I thought it was already shiny boosted, but it's a 1 in 20, so during this raid day, which is pretty cool. And then remote raid limit is increased to 20, which is awesome. So just in case you want to do other raids other than Audino, you could do... What other stuff could you do on? The Tauroses. If you want to do Tauroses, you can. Tapu Lele is in the 5-star raids as well. But the big thing is Audino will be able to learn the Charge Attack, Body Slam. Then the event ticket that you could buy. You can get 8 additional raid passes from spinning, so a total of 14. Increased chance to get a rare XL KD from battles. 50% more Stardust from winning battles, as well as 2 times Stardust for raid battle wins. Did I say that right? Hopefully I did. And then obviously the bonuses will be in effect on Saturday, April 5th from 2 to 5 p.m. So pretty cool to see that we're getting a bunch of extra stuff. I always recommend popping a star piece or a lucky egg when you know you're going to do multiple raids in a row. So like, for example, if I'm going to do 3 remote raids for a YouTube video, what I'll try and do, if I remember, is pop a star piece and a lucky egg, just simply because you just get a bunch for it, especially with this event in specific. But if we look up Audino, I'm going to look up Audino. I don't have, no way. All right, let me look it up here. Audino, there we go. It's a normal type. So since Audino is a normal type Pokemon, what would be my biggest recommendation is fighting types. Now, fighting types, there's a bunch of good... Hello. You scared me really badly. So, Audino, what is... I'm talking to the YouTube video. You want to say hi? Yeah, he's looking at me crazy. But Audino, what is the best encounters for Audino? So, fighting types is obviously the best. So if we go over some of the best fighting... Lay down, dude. Lay down. So, Fidelis, lay down. Best counters will be Mega Lucario. So make sure... Lay down. Lay down. His hearing is a little not so good. But Mega Lucario is your best counter for sure. So make sure you do Mega Lucario. If you can't do Mega Lucario, use Normal Lucario. Normal Lucario will work as well. But there's also a bunch of other counters, including... I almost stepped on the remote. Including Conkeldurr. Conkeldurr is a great counter as well. It's a fighting type counter, and Dynamic Punch is very good. As well as, obviously, Normal Machamp will be pretty good for you to use as well. If you have any, Galarian Zapdos could actually be pretty decent, only if it has the fighting types, of course. And then we have Buzzwole. Buzzwole is a bug type, but Buzzwole does have some fighting type move. Buzzwole has some fighting type moves that you can use. Even Blaziken, possibly, but biggest recommendation, Mega Lucario, because Mega Lucario will give the Mega bonus boost to other Pokemon as well. So Catch Kitty bonus, those boosted attacks, which is pretty cool. It reduced Mega Energy to evolve, so just do it. Mega Lucario, best bet. There's not really any other Megas I would recommend, honestly. Like, that would be my biggest, like, do. Conkeldurr, Machamp, Lucario, Galarian Zapdos, or Buzzwole. That is the best counters for Audino, because Audino is a normal type, so you want to use fighting type Pokemon. I can't find any other Pokemon that you could use, to be honest. Like, that's it. Maybe Terrakion, maybe, but I try and throw multiple Pokemon for you guys, like Walmart versions or like Dollar Tree versions of some of these Pokemon, because some people may not be able to get Conkeldurr, some people may not have Machamp, some people may not have Lucario. So my goal is to always throw at people some things. Like, I mean, Marshadow could be decent. Remember, Marshadow is a fighting Pokemon, so you could find fighting type moves on Marshadow. But, I mean, if I scroll through, there's not that many Pokemon that are fighting types. That would be helpful. Gallade, maybe, if you can get fighting types on it. Like I said, there's not that many other fighting type Pokemon in Pokemon Go that have really good damage for them. So, not even Cupfu. I can't even say Cupfu. Absolutely not. So, the Pokemon we just told you before would be your best bet in order to go for Audino. And again, Audino has a 2100 Stardust boost, which is insanely good. That is the most Stardust that you can get from any Pokemon catch. Because, well, if you don't know, Pokemon that have this boost, so Paris, every single time you catch a Paris, it's 500. Meowth is 500 per catch. And I think it's the Alolan and the normal. Persian has, I believe it's 625, I think. But a couple Pokemon have Stardust boost, meaning when you catch them, you get a bunch of Stardust. Same thing for Shelter, actually. Shelter is 1,000 Stardust per catch, which is... Shelter is 8,000 Stardust per catch, which is pretty cool. But yeah, Audino has 20... There we go. Finally. 2,100 Stardust per catch. So make sure you catch a bunch of them if you can. I'm assuming, by the way, Audino's going to be pretty easy to catch as well. I wouldn't assume it's going to be that difficult. It's probably going to be, Audino's probably like 1,500 CP. So I don't think you're going to have like the red circle. Basically, with some raids, you'll have a red circle or yellow circle or stuff like that. So you know what I'm talking about when it comes to the Pokemon, whether it's going to be easier to catch or not. You'll probably have to use like a Golden Raspberry still, I think. But I think Audino is just going to be easier to catch. But again, make sure you use star pieces. Make sure you use lucky eggs. Biggest recommendation, especially because you'll get 50 more XP every single time you do a raid battle. %50 more XP per raid battle. And then on top of that, obviously you'll get a bunch of Stardust. So it's, I think, wait, how much did it say? Well, let's go back. It is 2 times more Stardust per raid, which is pretty cool. And again, Star Piece makes it even more. It's a huge Stardust and a huge XP day. I think a lot of people do these raid days, not necessarily for the Pokemon, but more so for the Stardust and the Lucky Eggs. So biggest recommendation for this day, just do them. And again, remote raid should be pretty easy. I'm assuming 4 people would be like my biggest recommendation. You know, you could probably solo, duo, trio, but if you want to like guarantee get it, 3 or 4 people would be my biggest recommendation. Like if I get remote raids, I'll probably do them if there's like 4 people in the minimum. That's what I like to do. I like to keep a minimum so I don't like take my chances to lose a remote raid, because I've done that a lot. So thank y'all so much for showing up. God bless. Jesus loves y'all. Fantastic day. And I'll see y'all in the next one.